Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question that we got in, and that was really about issues with a controlling, manipulative, covert, narcissistic individual. Someone who, on the exterior seems humble, seems like they have a lot of humility, yet their behavior speaks to the contrary. And I'm going to go into really that topic here with covert narcissists. And before we dive in, I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently made a donation to the Peace and Harmony channel. I can't tell you how important it is to me, because you're the lifeblood of this channel. You're able to keep it afloat, keep it going, keep the lights on, so to speak, keep the inspiration going, and knowing really kind of your feedback is important, because then I know what material you need to know so I can better deliver on your needs, your inquiries, and really your specifics. So thank you so much to those of you who have recently made a donation. You know who you are, so thanks again, and much gratitude and blessings to you. I want to dive in on a great viewer question that we got in, and that was really from suffering experienced at the hands of a covert narcissist. And as I've mentioned here, I feel that just intuitively that a lot of those people who here on the channel are very creative in nature. You have a creative side, a knack for problem solving. You have a sensitivity side. You have an empathy. And that really, excuse me, excuse me, that really is oftentimes what draws covert narcissists to you, is that you possess qualities in depth and in richness that they do not possess. So it's like a perfect marriage. It's a perfect friendship. It's a perfect fit in the beginning in the love bombing, when you're there to be ample supply. You're there to be fresh bait. You're there to be fresh meat, basically. And unbeknownst to you, in the name of love or in the name of friendship, you begin delivering on the compassion. You begin delivering on the empathy. You begin delivering on the support. And, but then as you kind of proceed through the relationship, and the relationship grows or matures or time passes, you realize that there's certain behavior from this individual who might be a friend of yours, which is contrary to the behavior of a good friend. Particularly that of being upfront, honest with you, truthful, being emotionally naked, being upfront, not keeping a lot under wraps or concealed, and using information against you, to belittle you, to triangulate you, or to split, basically, which means to take from you either your emotions, your time, your support, your affection. Most importantly, it's generally the gifts of your affection, your time, your creativity. And these are very much strengths, because oftentimes if you didn't have these strengths, you would not have been a good fit with this narcissist, because really they're only going to surround themselves with people who have a specific talent, a specific empathy, a specific richness or ability in this area. But yet, the number one thing that I find is that they will not give credit where credit is due. They will not mirror back to you and validate that strength with which you possess, because it's like watering a plant. If they were to water and continue to hydrate you and keep you in the flow of your gift, of your strength, of your ability, validate that back to you, that means you would grow, you would proliferate, your gift would begin to become, basically the sunlight would come, and you'd begin to be able to expand in your gift. You'd begin to free up. You'd have that self-belief. You've had that knowledge that you're on the right track, that you have a knack, you have a gift, you have something, and to feel okay in it, because as you know, oftentimes it's that validation, which is just the perfect push that you need to keep it going, or to keep it going to the next level, and you feel inspired, you get that spark, you get that validation, you get that good job, that pat on the back that comes from outside of you, that is validating, that is reassuring. And everyone, no matter what the age, has healthy narcissistic needs. They need to have some feedback, a smile, a thumbs up, a good job, that's a beautiful piece of art, that's a beautiful piece of music, that's a beautiful piece of writing, something that stands out, that someone has the security enough to give you validation. And always remember this is oftentimes lurking underneath the surface. Only those people with healthy self-esteem, healthy ego, can give praise where praise is due, credit where credit is due, and not feel jealous or feel threatened or feel intimidated by the gifts of another. It is very apparent that the narcissist, even though their outward show, their outward talk, they're all talk about their charm, about their this. As I've stated before, they're kind of like big hat, no cattle. They can talk up a big game, but when it really comes down to their behavior, what they actually do, their behavior speaks louder than their words. Their behavior speaks louder than their charm. Their behavior and what they actually do, what's concealed, what's kind of like what's there, what they're doing when you're not around, or what you're not seeing, the mask, as we say, the show, the facade, the persona, very much, like an actor. It's really what goes on underneath the surface, or when you're not around, that speaks volume, which is the truth, which is really the real feeling. And real is real. And, genuine is genuine. So it's so important, real friends, you have a sense that you can be genuine with this person. You can, throw around constructive criticism. You can throw around constructive praise. You don't feel that someone is going to use this against you, or furthermore, not validate you for the gifts that you have. Good meal. You have, a great talent here. You'll find that the narcissist, and one key trait that you might feel is missing when you kind of have this lurking, sneaky, suspicious feeling that there's something missing in this relationship, or I feel a little bit down, I feel a little bit betrayed, I feel a little bit empty after I continue with this person. But here comes the analysis. I should be friends with this person because of A, B, C, D, and E. And you begin then to make excuses for them. And as this viewer aptly mentioned, the issue is that they're causing you to feel less than about yourself. And this is the issue, how they keep you tied and ensnared. In other words, you must keep this relationship going because, quote unquote, they're trying to mirror back to you that you need them for social validation. You need them to, have a certain presence or a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain credibility to yourself, when inherently you have that for yourself inherently within you. So whether you're going to the grocery store, brushing your teeth, driving your car, you have that positive identity, kind of built into your hard wiring. Knowing, 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 which is a cognitive and emotional vibration, knowing that you're talented, knowing that you're good enough, knowing that you have what it takes, and knowing that despite whatever this person does around you, it's not going to impact or impair your ability to function or know about yourself. See, that's the dynamic that they try to play on, is that keeping you always feeling under the gun, that you're not good enough, that you don't know better, that you don't have this talent. And then furthermore, they will steal, your work, your writing, the things that you say. They will mimic you. Oftentimes, these are the people who will not give credit where credit is due, tell you you're, wrong or out of place for something, and then next thing you know, they're doing the exact same thing. They're complaining about you in a specific way, and then almost identically, you're going to find them in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, doing the same thing, wearing the same thing, promoting the same thing, interested in the same thing with which they had tried to criticize you for. So do you see how it's kind of like a theft? Do you see what I'm saying? It's either a picking up something that you wear, the way that you talk, the way that you sing, the way that you do something, your interests, your values, and they'll try to take it from you and really not give credit where credit is due. They will not validate that, you own this, this is you, you're the person with these values. They're trying to make it, discredit you and say, that they can do it better than you. There's always the one up. There's always the statement that, they're the one to take it to the next level, and they will not validate you for those qualities with which you possess, because then in their mind, which is a personality disorder, you could show them up and quote unquote make them look bad. So look at the subtle emotional manipulation and do not become a victim to this sort of play. Really begin to separate yourself totally and see them really as just kind of having, some people describe it, the narcissist is kind of like having a battle within themselves. If you can see this bantering, this belittling, it's almost like a tennis ball. They're trying to bat it back and forth to you, and they want you to react and like play this tennis match, and did you get me here, and there, and like battle them back, but where they always win. They always, so don't realize, kind of look at this, separate yourself, have a kind of a position of observation without feeding into this drama that they're creating, and look at it and understand that this is a battle with which they are creating within themselves and within their life and within their environment or their universe. Within the people around them, they will use these various people as kind of a struggle. And some people say it's like they're having a conversation within themselves, because they're it's almost like an alcoholic. If you've ever seen an alcoholic who's just, drinking, and then they're, yelling at people, and they're kicking the dog, and they're punching the wall, and they're just kind of going through this sort of, a cycle. And they're kind of having a battle within themselves. Very much the narcissist and the psychopath is behaving in the same way. They're oftentimes using others to kind of have this battle within themselves, versus having a relationship that is based on security, knowledge, and trust. It's a real discrete difference. And I think you'll understand once you apply this knowledge and see this play out in your own unique relationships that you have. Is peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.